Namaskar and welcome to Nrityanjali, where we dive into the beautiful basics of Kathak. I am Unnati Sangal and I invite you to begin this journey with me. In today's episode, we will be talking about the history and the evolutionary process of Kathak. Kathak is an Indian classical dance form. India has 8 classical dance forms and Kathak is the only dance form that comes from the northern part of India. The word Kathak comes from the word Katha, which means a story. A person who tells a story is a storyteller, and the storyteller in our language is called a Kathak. Kathak is an amalgamation of 3 performing arts: music, dance, and drama. When the 3 merge, Kathak is born. The history of Kathak, or the evolutionary process of Kathak, is very interesting. Kathak started as a folk dance in the beginning. Kathakars used to travel from one village to another, telling stories about what they had seen and pass the information from one segment of the society to another. They used to have instruments attached to them in bags, whether it was a tabla or a sarangi or whichever instrument they preferred. They were a success in villages because it was in the folk form. The Pandits invited these Kathakars in the temples to come and narrate stories. Here, the context and the content of what was being said and danced to was changed. The Pandits gave them the Upanishads, the Veds, the Purans, and the stories from Ramayana and Mahabharata. So, from here, temple dancing was introduced. Kathak dancers used to express their devotion and love towards their gods and goddesses. Because of temple dancing, the focus of Kathak was mainly on devotion. With the coming of the Mughals, the Kathakars or the Kathak dancers were invited to the Mughal courts. Once again, the history changed, the context changed, the literature changed, and the entire aspect of fashion, jewelry, everything changed. Even the language, Urdu, was introduced to it. Kathak was seen as a form of an entertainment rather than spirituality. This is the 3rd stage of Kathak. Due to the coming of the British Raj, dance became forbidden. The dancers who had gathered fame and success during the Mughal era could not dance anymore. That meant that there was no means of earning. So, they started teaching in their own family members and in their own homes. Nothing was written, nothing was preserved, nothing was archived, but one thing was clear, that the culture had to be preserved and passed to the forthcoming generations.
The concept of gharanas started to grow from here. The word gharana comes from the word ghar or home. So the Guru Shishya Parampara or the teacher-disciple tradition started to grow. The 3 gharanas that evolved in the northern part of India were based in Lucknow, Jaipur and Banaras. The Lucknow gharana's history traces back to Nawab Wajid Ali Shah, who was a great patron of art, music and dance. This fostered the perfect environment for Kathak to flourish, giving birth to the Lucknow gharana. The Lucknow gharana's emphasis lays on grace and elegance. Even the smallest details play a crucial role in the Lucknow gharana. The legacy of the Lucknow gharana is carried forward by legendary figures like Bindadin Maharaj Ji, known for composing beautiful thumris and unique pole patterns. His nephews, Achan Maharaj Ji, Lachu Maharaj Ji, and Shambhu Maharaj Ji were exceptional dancers who kept the tradition alive. However, the most celebrated figure of the Lucknow gharana in recent times is undoubtedly Padma Vibhushan late Pandit Birju Maharaj Ji. His innovative choreography and global performances have played a pivotal role in elevating Kathak to a global art form. The story of the Jaipur Gharana traces back to Bhanuji, a talented dancer who laid the foundation for this powerful style. His family members, particularly Hari Prasad and Hanuman Prasad, further refined the technique Dancers in this style are masters of intricate footwork requiring immense agility and body control. The foundation of the Banaras Gharana is attributed to Janaki Prasad, a gifted dancer who established the core principle of this style. The legacy of the Banaras Gharana is carried forward by talented dancers like Gopalji and his son Krishna Kumar. Their high-energy performances, filled with intricate footwork and captivating storytelling, continue to leave audiences spellbound.
Post-independence, our leaders realized that the culture and heritage which was being passed from generations needed to be nurtured. Therefore, institutions like the Sangeet Natak Academy and many others were established and built. And they are flourishing even today, not just in Kathak, but in every art form. Therefore, to be in a country where culture is preserved is truly a blessing. And with that, may we always honor, respect, and carry forward this rich legacy. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. That's all for today. See you in the next episode. Namaste.